earliest days in scouting, and it's a very big pleasure for me to be the fellow who introduces him to be the Scout testimonial speaker for you this morning. So without further ado, Jackson.
Good morning, Scouters, Scouts, benefactors, and guests. As you just heard, my name is John Richard Hutchins V, but for the most part, everyone just calls me Jackson. I've been a Scout since 2005, when I joined Cubs and became a Tiger. This was with Pack 91. I went all the way through, getting my Arrow of Light, crossing over at a ceremony at Cherokee Park, and I'm really grateful to Jada Doyle, Miss Jada, who was my den leader. When I became a Scout and left the Pack, I joined the troop. I was overwhelmed by the size of the troop, the size of the room, and the size of the Scouts themselves. I was very small then, believe it or not. We formed a Wolverine Patrol, and I was its first quartermaster. Responsibility, the boy-led troop. Our patrol eventually became almost legendary for winning ribbons for the famed Golden Bucket 4 times at Klondike, and 6 of us made it all the way to the rank of Eagle. The true aim of any Scout, and there were lots of adventures along the way. Speaking of adventures, I've been to Philmont twice, Sea Base, High Adventure Camps, Summer Camp, every year, 50-mile award by canoe, camp counseling, mile swim, and almost 600 hiking miles with Troop 91. Those are just some of the highlights of my scouting career, but it's not over. I'm helping to revive historic Troop 197, and I'm helping Troop 91 lead an expedition to the Grand Canyon this summer. Yes, I am committed to scouting. It's really about the experiences. These lead to adventure, and each adventure reinforces the ideals of scouting. The oath, law, motto, and slogan. It eventually becomes a natural way of living. As a senior at West High, where I participate in track, football, and choir, well, I'm not doing football at the current moment. I try to live by these ideals every day, and I think people notice. And I think that's what's important. Set an example without really trying. Earlier, I mentioned that I was grateful to Jada Doyle. The truth is that I'm grateful to all the men and women who have helped make scouting possible. And that means I'm grateful for all of you. Sitting in this room this morning. You see, without you, I would not be standing here in front of you. You made this possible. Possibilities. Think about that word for a moment. Each merit badge, for example, is a possibility of a lifetime career. Each camping trip is a possibility for a greater worldview. And when I become one of the big kids in our troop, there was a possibility that the little ones would be influenced by me. In a positive way. And those kids, by the way, don't even have to be in scouting. The scouting influence spreads throughout a community, in much the same way as ripples in a pond move great distances. Mr. Swenson, my scoutmaster, Chris Lowry, my first senior patrol leader, Chris Ziegler, who guided me in OA, and my brother scouts themselves have all at one time or another deeply influenced me. My dad, John, and my fake dad, Henry Selby, have always been there as well. But have there been awkward or funny moments in my scouting trial? Of course. But before the funny story, let me tell you an emotional one. I celebrated my 18th birthday on top of Mount Baldy at Philmont Scout Reservation near Cinnamon, New Mexico. The entire crew of 627 Lima sang happy birthday to me. It was an amazing day. And now, on a lighter note, to this day, my legacy lives on in the troop. You may not know, but Troop 91 specializes in cast iron cookery. At each major event, like a camporee, we create about a dozen main course meals or so, cooked in large Dutch ovens. I was convinced that Sloppy Joe's would be a great item. Unfortunately, our first attempt was a little bit more than sloppy, and to this day, we're known as Sloppy Jacksons. Scouts give back to their community by projects, scouting for food, and by trying to model great citizenship. People like everyone in this room gives back by helping us to help others. This is why, even if you are not a Scout yourself, you can easily believe in our Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the opportunities you've given me and all of our Scouts. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Jackson. At this time, I'd like to call upon Mr. Blaine Potter, our local Friends of Scouting chairman, to give you the latest scout information in the community, as well as to challenge all of us to support funding locally.
Thank you, Henry. The Cherokee District covering Hamblin, Granger, Cock, and Jefferson County is one of the 11 districts within the 21 counties being served by the Great Smoky Mountains Council. Here are some of our pride points for 2016 Scouting year. The council served over 10,000 registered youth in Cub Scouting, Boy Scouting, venturing, exploring programs. Our Cherokee District serves nearly 1,000 of these youth right here in these counties. As of the end of 2016, the Cherokee District was comprised of 38 units, that's packs, troops, crews, and posts, which make up the largest districts in the council in terms of youth membership and lives impacted. Our Cherokee District saw growth in the numbers of traditional Scout members, and that's in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and venture